Good day, physical science geniuses. Today we are getting into vertical projectile motion, and I'm very excited to talk about this concept with you. So let's get started. So, what is vertical projectile motion? So, it is a motion of an object moving vertically under the influence of gravity only. So, think of a ball being thrown up and then coming back down to you, or throwing a ball of a second story of a building, for example. So, that movement of that ball in both scenarios is only being affected by gravity and nothing else. There is no other force working in on it. And very important that acceleration due to gravity is always a equals 9.8 meters per second square downwards, and I'll explain what that downwards means in just a moment. So these are the equations of motion. So you'll use these to solve problems relating to vertical projectile motions. So very important about these equations is you don't need to know them by heart. They will be on your formula page, but you will need to know how to use them, and you need to understand them. So let's get into it. So VI is initial velocity at meter per second. VF is final velocity at meter per second. A is acceleration due to gravity, which is always 9.8 meter per second square downwards. So in your equations, you will denote this as a negative value, which I'll explain on the next slide. Then delta Y is displacement in meters, and then T is time in seconds. Very important when you are using these equations in problems, you always need to write them down as it's from the formula page before you substitute the values, because you do get a mark for that, because your teachers want to see, do you know which formula to use? And always include your units with your values, because in physics, a value without a unit doesn't mean anything to us, because we want to know what we are dealing with. So a few key concepts for solving problems with vertical projectile motions. You must always choose a positive direction and a negative direction for motion. So I find the easiest thing is to always use upwards as being positive and downwards as being negative. Therefore, acceleration will always be negative, because it is opposing your positive direction, which is upward movement. Because gravity always wants to pull objects down towards it, towards the center of the earth, we know that that movement will be negative from acceleration due to gravity. Therefore, you can make a little note that A is always minus 9.8 meters per second square. And when you use that within formulas, you must always write it with its negative sign. Then if an object is thrown upwards in the air at its highest point, so at maximum displacement, you will have a velocity of 0. And that is due to acceleration due to gravity. So as an object is going up, the velocity is being decreased by acceleration in the opposite direction, so negative acceleration, until it reaches a maximum height and a velocity of 0. Then it will start coming down again, where its velocity will increase, because velocity and acceleration will now be in the same direction. So these three things is very important to remember when you are solving problems with these equations and with vertical projectile motions. So how do we solve these problems? So this is the steps you will follow. First, you will identify your given values. So I always suggest take a highlighter and then highlight the values you are given, and then you also write down what direction is positive, so up as positive. You must write that for the teacher so that they can follow your way of thinking. Next, you will list what you still need to find. Then you will select an appropriate equation. So you will look for an equation that has all the values known except the one you are looking for. Then you will substitute your values into the equation after you write it down on your page. Remember that, and ensure that your signs are correct. So for example, that acceleration is negative. Then you solve the unknown by using algebra, and then you just check if your answer makes sense logically. For example, does is your time positive? If you have a negative time, you know that something went wrong somewhere. So we are quickly going to look at a problem. So a ball is thrown vertically upwards with an initial velocity of 15 meters per second. Okay, so what do we know? We know that the initial velocity is 15 meters per second. But what else do we know from the theory we just did? We know acceleration is minus 9.8 meters per second square, and we also know that at maximum height, the final velocity will be 0. So let's get into the first question. Find the time to reach the highest point. So now we just follow the steps. So we identify the given values, write it down. Then we find the time to reach maximum height. So we choose a equation, we substitute the values, and then we get an answer. Then for maximum height, we do the exact same thing. We just substitute our values after we chose an equation and get an answer. Then for total time in the air, we must remember that a ball takes the same amount of time to travel a certain distance upwards as it takes to travel down that same distance. And that is because of the influence of gravity. Gravity always influences on a constant rate. Therefore, it would have the same effect on the motion upwards as it does downwards. That is why the time takes it the same. So we just multiply our time we got in the first question by 2, and then we get a final time of 3.06 seconds. And that is it for vertical projectile motions.